say, you know, life is not about how many breaths you take. Life is about, really, life is about what the moments to take your breath away, okay? And that moment took my breath away. As a 9-year-old child, I'm like, I go, and I went to my dad. My dad was in the Army. I said, Dad, when I grow up, that's what I want to do. And Artie Zeller took those photos. Artie Zeller, great photographer, good friend. He passed away. He changed my life forever with those pictures. It's amazing how your art can change people's lives. What you're doing today with your art, your writing and your photograph and video, changes the way people think. Young men and old women and old men and whatever. You affect the way they think and process information. That magazine of Dave Draper and Arnold, you know, I just decided then and there, this is what I was going to do no matter what. Dave Draper, he was the Arnold before Arnold. Okay, Dave Draper was he is in love with the business. He's a very spiritual guy. But he did not like the limelight. He was starring in movies with Tony Curtis and Sharon Tate, and he said, "No, I don't want the movie life. Trained by himself. I'm going to go on stage and talk to people and pose." That was hard for him. He would prefer to be in the woods by himself, carving, you know, sculptures out of wood, which he did later in his life. So when he retired, when Dave Draper retired, Arnold came on the scene, and Arnold said, this is America. I can do anything I want here. And Arnold was the Terminator in real life, okay? Yeah. And so I have two mentor figures, not people I copy exactly, no, but people who inspired me, Arnold and Dave Draper. And I go, I can't be like Dave and go in the woods and be by myself. I can't be like Arnold and kill no matter what and take over and rule. It was a little bit each opposite end of the spectrum. I had to be in the middle, and that was how I decided to conduct my career, in the middle. Wanted to be Mr. Olympia for many, many years. I got up in the morning thinking about it, and I went to bed thinking about it. I had a trophy case made for the Mr. Olympia trophy. I was so sure I was going to win. I would not trade what I have experienced and what I have received from the industry for the trophy. The trophy should represent the gifts that I received. And I'm very grateful for the career that I've had in the sport and in the industry. I would not trade the Mr. Olympia trophy for that. So if my legs represent that, to answer your question, no, I wouldn't. Because the Mr. Olympia trophy, I have the Mr. Universe trophy not here but at my house, and I look at it occasionally, but I don't think about it every day. I think about, and everything I do in life, I think about my career and what I received in bodybuilding, the stage, and being on stage and having 5,000, 10,000 people react to you, and I think about that, and I think about, you know, the love of the game. Every judge who was at the Mr. Olympia had me come to their country. And guess what? We did not have the long shorts that are popular now. We had short shorts in the 1970s. And I had to put Vaseline between my legs when I walked to the beach because my legs would rub. No drug is going to make a superstar in any sport. Lance Armstrong, come on, the drugs made him a super athlete? No way. The public doesn't understand. You know, it's like, if you think about a corporate workplace, this is a corporate workplace, right? You think there's aspirin and caffeine used in this corporate workplace? Sure. Do you think there's drugs used in the athletic workplace? Sure. Do caffeine and aspirin make a CEO? No. Does drugs make a superstar? No way. There's many athletes that take drugs that look like garbage and perform like garbage. Drugs is not the answer. It helps a little bit. Caffeine keeps you alert, okay? But the general public at large thinks that drugs is the answer. It helps. If you have genetics to start with, if you have the heart to start with, yeah, it will work. But, you know, I think many, many young people nowadays think about a quick fix. They think about instant success. I never told this to a bodybuilding magazine, to any interviewer. My life struggle was personal life and family life. That's why I said when I turned 50, it's like family comes first and everything else comes second. And I said no to most articles and most people who wanted to do articles. I said no, I retired. It's like when Johnny Carson retired from the top. He decided to not do any more interviews and he was retired. this is rare. I'm coming out of retirement to do this, but I have, other reasons for doing this. But if I must say this and share with you, I think that's been my biggest mystery in my life, the biggest dilemma. How do you have a career and travel and promote and do your whole business and have a family too? Every Mr. Olympia, I'll have kids after that Mr. Olympia. I'll have kids after that. I'll have a family after that Mr. Olympia. I'll have a family after that. Finally, after 10 Mr. Olympias, you go, I never had kids.
Yeah.
And I look back, that's probably the one thing I do regret, of not putting more emphasis upon family. And I understand now what your grandfather did. I understand Bobby Darin's struggle. You're supposed to talk about your grandfather. It's a cathartic moment for us, and I really believe it's an important moment for the viewer and the reader as well. Because life, the most important things in life are, like you said, free. They don't cost anything. Green, they're available for the taking. He has more muscle than I could possibly imagine. Something, and I say this with respect and love, Kai, something, and maybe I'm wrong, okay, maybe I'm way off base, but something about his presentation is edgy and bothers me versus making me joyous when I get on my seat and cheer. When I watched Linda Murray win the Miss Olympia, I don't think the cardio is the end. I don't think cardio is it's all, a little bit of everything. It's the training, it's the cardio, it's everything combined. Too much of anything is bad. Too much cardio, you get small and lose muscle. I think people forgot about that. They want to spend a whole day on the treadmill, and they want to do the elliptical all the time. If you do too much elliptical and too much cardio and too much treadmill, you lose muscle. And then you get fatter easier because as you lose muscle, your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, goes down. The best way to lose fat is to gain muscle. Therefore, the anaerobic, the dumbbells and barbells and the machines of the sport really are the answer for fat loss. Not necessarily only the cardio. The cardio is an adjunct to it. And maybe this is a gym. Maybe this whole life is a gym for what's next. Yeah. This is really our training gym to figure it out. So when we get to what's next, we go, okay, now we can graduate to the field or to the stage, But I think about it. There's less and less of us guys left. In that old, I didn't finish with his statement. He said, "You're going to be the first Platz to go to college." And I said, "Really? I am?" He goes, "Yes, you are. Understand that." So I go, "Okay, Dad, I'm a 9-year-old child. I'll go to college. If I got to go to college first, then go to California and become a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, I will, sir. Thank you, sir."